Well, like people, we have different diets, so do some horses. Grass here, well, you can see that there's blades of grass, and the alfalfa is more leafy. Now the blades of grass, you have to feed them a little bit more than the alfalfa, depending on the horse. Some horses just can't have any alfalfa. It just makes them too hot. So we choose grass, but then they tend to lose weight if they don't have enough of it. So you can't feed the same amount. So, and again, depending on the horse, you have to process seeing how they're doing with the amount of food that we're giving them, if they're losing weight or gaining too much weight. So you'll have to kind of balance that out as you see every day. Are they eating it all? Are they leaving food? So it takes time to figure out what that horse needs to have a balanced diet and to be able to perform every day for these kids. This one is some complete feed, which is a different type of grain that we can give to horses that need a different diet. Every horse is different, but sometimes we supplement with the grains or these pellets because the alfalfa is short. There's a shortage of alfalfa towards this time of the year because they're getting the first cuts of the alfalfa, and usually the first cut of alfalfa is really hot for the horses, and it makes them kind of hot too, the horses, because there's a lot of sugar, protein, high protein. It's the first cut of the year. So we usually try to wait till later in the year to get more of that alfalfa. But in the meanwhile, we'll supplement with something that is less protein, less sugar for the horses so that they can behave well. At the beginning of the year, which is about May, that they do a cut, and that's the first cut of the year. So that would be this one right here. Real green, leafy, rich, right? As the year goes by, it gets less leafy and more stemmy. So, and this one's not a very good one. It has a lot of foxtails in it. This is something you do not want to feed your horses because this can get into their gums and cause sores. And you want to make sure that your horse doesn't, get too much of this. A little bit, not too bad, but eventually it'll start hurting their gums.
What we're going to discuss is different types of things that you give your horse to maintain their health. This little small one, that's a dewormer. You're supposed to give your horse a dewormer every 3 months or so. We've already given him a dewormer, so I'm not going to give him this one, but that's just to keep his digestive systems clear of any parasites. This one is a probiotic. It's called First Call, and he had kind of like a little tummy ache yesterday, so I'm thinking that he probably the probiotic will help him out. It's a mega dose of probiotic, and usually if you give him this within a few days, he'll start feeling better. This last one, this is Bute. Bute is kind of like aspirin for horses. So if they're having any kind of pain, if they're limping, or if they have a sore back or something, you can give them Bute also. But he doesn't need the Bute, so we're not going to use that either. I'm going to show you how we give these to him with the First Call. It's just a paste, and what you do is you squeeze it into their mouth. Try and squeeze it into their mouth when don't have any food in their mouth. Is better, because if they have food in their mouth, sometimes they tend to spit the paste out. Okay, here we go. So this one the dose is the whole tube, so we give the whole tube. Some of these have multiple doses where you would spin this little wheel back and you would only give them half a dose, or some of them have more than one dose, but this is a full dose in this tube, so we'll just give them the whole thing. Oop. Oh boy. There you go. Hopefully he'll be feeling better in a few days.